Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وسندنا ومولانا محمد عبده ورسوله ألف ألف صلاة وألف ألف سلام عليك يا رسول الله ألف ألف صلاة وألف ألف سلام عليك يا حبيب الله ألف ألف صلاة وألف ألف سلام عليك يا من وحي الله. My voice is actually broken today, so I'm not going to be able to scream and shout. So I don't know how well the video is going to be recorded either. So, the fifth point from the 11th flash of the flashes collection, the sublime verse which says, Bismillah, say, if you do love Allah, follow me, Allah will love you. The condition which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts in the Quran, saying to Muhammed s.a.s, say, O Muhammad, if you do love Allah, tell them, if they do love Allah, then they should follow you, and then Allah in return shall love them. And the verse goes on that Allah will forgive their sins. This verse proclaims in definite fashion just how necessary and how important it is to follow the practices of the Prophet Muhammad s.a.s, which we call his sunnah. Yes, among the syllogism of logic, this verse is the most powerful and certain of the so-called hypothetical and conditional syllogism, which is going to explain, is as follows. An example of hypothetical syllogism is that through logic, if you said, if the sun comes out, it will be daylight. Hypothetically, if the sun is out, we say it is daylight. So they work synonymous with one another. One cannot exist without the other. If the sun is out, it's daylight. If I say it's daylight outside, what do you suspect? The sun is out. So work together. For a positive result, it is said, the sun has come out. It therefore points to the conclusion that it is now daylight. So now what does this have to do with the verse? This hypothetical syllogism we're going to explain. For a negative result, so now if you look at the negative of this whole concept, it is not daytime. One therefore draws the conclusion that the sun has not come out. So it works both ways. The sun has come out, it's daytime. If it's daytime, the sun has come out. But on the opposite, it's not daytime. What does that mean? The sun has not come out. The opposite has existed. So according to logic, these two conclusions, negative and positive, are both definitive according to this rule of conditional syllogism. Now, in just the same way, the above verse which says, if you love Allah, then you will follow Allah's beloved. Look at the condition now that we're talking about. Allah is putting the condition that if you do love Allah, that necessitates that you love the Prophet Muhammad s.a.s. Answers a lot of questions. I can probably come up with 100 questions from this that people ask. If a person loves Allah, it entails following the practices of Allah's beloved also, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Yes, one who believes in Allah Almighty will certainly obey Him. And the most acceptable, the most direct, and the shortest amongst the ways of obeying Him is, without doubt, the way that Allah's beloved showed and the way that He followed and showed as his guidance to mankind. You know, if the question is asked, do you want to be loved by Allah? Amen. Who in the right frame of mind is going to say no to that? Allah, especially as a Muslim. Allah is put in the condition, do you want to be loved by me? And you say, yes, Allah. He doesn't put any other condition. He says the condition is love Muhammad, obey him, follow him, and in return the desire that you have for me to love you will be fulfilled. I will love you. So the way in which to love Allah is to follow the Prophet Muhammad s.a.s. and his practices. But why is it connected to that? How would it make sense that it connects together? Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the condition of Muhammad Rasulullah in front, I should say, in conjunction with La ilaha illallah in our creed even? How important must this human being, this perfect guide, this perfect leader, this beloved of Allah must be, that Allah, in the first condition of accepting that Allah exists, you say, okay, I believe that Allah exists. And Allah says, synonymous to that, if you believe that I exist, then you believe that Muhammad is the messenger of God. So my existence in your heart, in your mind, and that, my voice is gone, it's not got nothing to do with what Allah has us. Thank you, Allah has us. So the condition that is put upon us is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly.